Hey guys, Josh Rhodes here, Crypto Y'all. Hope you're doing great. It's market update time. It's that time of the week where I give you an inside glimpse into my mastermind program where I update my members on macroeconomic price action predictions. Where are we going with the economical outlook of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all of crypto? What's about to happen? Well, stay tuned. And if you like this content, hit subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit that bell icon so that you can be notified anytime we put out trustworthy, easy to understand, crypto curious information. If you're an investor, a beginning investor, or you're just thinking about it, Crypto Y'all was made for you. So stay tuned. Yeah. All right. So as we move forward in the market, it's really important to remember how much liquidity has been removed from the global economy, not just the United States or Canada, but the global economy. And as we look forward, some of the things that I think that we are, that are in front of us, it's kind of like a bit little bit of vitamins, a little bit of headache medicine, and a little bit of dessert ahead of us. So the headache medicine is, I think we certainly have one more strong capitulation event ahead of us in the markets. I'm not talking about economy. The markets. The markets are typically 4 to 6 months ahead of the economy in its signals and its behavior. If you watch the markets are not thinking about the September FOMC meetings. They're thinking about the January, February Federal Reserve meetings. And a lot of what we know the Fed's going to do, for example, is already pretty much priced in. Now, there's a lot of different factors, a lot of different variables. We have a more complex global economy than we've ever had. And this bear market has been very punishing, not only for crypto, but for all asset classes. And now, obviously, for a while, real estate was kind of the bastion in short-term protection, but even now they're starting to, I think this is the last 30 days is the first time in 3 years that home prices have declined. So we're starting to see a little weakness there, even in the real estate sector. It's just systemic. It's all over the place. Let me boil it down to some big rocks, and then I'll share my screen and we'll look at some charts. Again, my hope for the Crypto Y'all ecosystem is that we have long-term investor mindsets with the agility of short-term investors if we want to be. Meaning, if the market wants to give us 3 to 6 months of gains in a short period of time, we need to take profits. But if the market capitulates, we don't need to panic sell. We don't need to freak out and go, oh my gosh, this doesn't work. There's plenty of track record, plenty of data, plenty of economy, plenty of performance information out there to know that markets move in waves. They go up, they go down, and capitulation events are moments for accumulation for sophisticated, savvy investors. So we need to see this as opportunity, okay? Not as the sky is falling. That being said, I'm not a gambler. I don't like to look at crypto as a gambler. I don't like to look at things from that perspective. I like to have a strategy and an approach, and I'll talk about my strategy pretty frankly here. But if I were a betting man, as the phrase goes, I would say that we'll probably see another rally here. Between now and the Ethereum merge, some kind of rally. I don't know how dramatic. My guess is that Bitcoin will stay under 30K. My guess is that Ethereum will go touch $2,000 or 19 or something like that again. You'll get one more little chance for those of you who've only been in the market for a couple of months to take profits in the short term. And then after that, all bets are off. I think the capitulation event will be marked approximately around, and when I say event, I don't mean like one day. I mean, the capitulation phase will be marked by the midterm elections in the United States. The last two market bottoms, cyclical market bottoms, were during the midterm elections. So historically, we've got a precedence for that. It means we'll have one more opportunity to have generational buying opportunities, literally low prices that we'll never see again. And so that's on the horizon. Now, one of the most significant events in crypto history is the upcoming merge with Ethereum. We've been talking about it for weeks. We've put out newsletters on it. It's pretty much going to happen, barring any black swan events on their side as programmers and developers. But I don't think we're actually going to benefit. I think we actually already have benefited from the merge. I think it's buy the rumor, sell the news type situation where that we've had the bear rally. We might have another one, like I said, here shortly. This sideways movement that we've been in since this recent correction tends to make us think that we're going to hold support at the 21,400 Bitcoin price. If it does over a 4-hour period, closing period, then we should see an upward movement there. But it doesn't really matter if you're a long-term investor what happens in the next few weeks. But if you've got some speculative bets or investments out there that you've made and you want to take some money off the table, you're about to get one more, probably one more opportunity. What's my strategy? My strategy during bear markets is accumulation. It's gobble up as much as I can. It's the reason why I really love crypto farming. Even in a DeFi world where the total value locked in the DeFi arena has been fractionalized by the bear market, limiting your exposure to a couple or three, a few strong projects that provide strong returns allows you to just stack treasury coins that have US dollar equivalent, stack the native currency of projects that you believe in, or stack altcoins all together. Maybe it's from the Crypto Y'all advisor list that we post once a week. Maybe it's stuff that hasn't even hit central exchanges yet. I'll give you a couple of great examples. One of the investments that I've been a part of for a long time, I've spoken about it here. It's been a controversial player in the market. It's called Time Wonderland. It's a DAO. It was one of the largest. It had $1 billion in its treasury at one time. They had this massive, almost like National Enquirer drama thing happen where basically the CFO, the treasury manager, was actually someone who was a part of a massive Canadian central exchange scam. No one knew it. He got doxxed by a private investigator. It all came out. The sky fell. People panicked, sold. And that $1 billion treasury is now about $200 million. Well, the crazy thing about it is Time Wonderland actually is a really good, like they from a performance standpoint, they've actually been really good from a performance and treasury management standpoint. And one of the things they did was they bought they invested and own about 18 or 19% of an upcoming crypto launch called BetSwap, which is an online decentralized blockchain for betting, like sports betting. And so you can kind of like be your own bookie. I'm not a sports bettor. I don't get into it at all, but I know that humans do. And I know that it's a massive multi-trillion-dollar global industry. Well, if you're a Time Wonderland owner like myself, their token that they own is called WMemo. Well, if you own WMemo, you can farm in their farm and daily receive Bet swap, the token I mentioned that they own 18% of, they're basically every day emitting free quote unquote tokens if you just stake your WMMO in their farm. Well, I'm accumulating literally thousands per day of this coin that I'm not paying any money for. And side note, a lot of times when you see these multi-million dollar or even billion-dollar treasuries, you can look at if you look at their wallets and you look at their treasury allocations, you can kind of find the breadcrumb trails of future altcoin pumps and 10x opportunities. Like I think BetSwap is easily a 10x opportunity from now leading into the next bull run. It's not financial advice. Do your own research, but they have a utility that is really, really strong, just literally from like a human usability standpoint. So anyway, what am I doing in this bear market? Well, I've got all of these not random, but all of these calculated investments that I'm harvesting every day. I'm accumulating every day, whether it's Getty coin or Myar treasury coins or BetSwap via the WMMO farm. The list goes on. I'm accumulating during a bear market because if you haven't been around for a bull market yet, you don't understand the nonsensical, euphoric, irrational amount of multiplication of your money that happens. There is no other asset class that can provide the level of absolutely drunken returns. I'm talking wine festival, drunken, Dionysus, Greek mythology returns. And the only way you take advantage of it is by being a savvy investor during moments like this. So that's my sermon today on kind of the mid to long term strategy here. I do want to touch on a couple of things that you want to keep your eye out for. We just want to look at, as we always do, a couple of things. Oh, the DXY. So some of the things that are happening globally, DXY stronger as ever. The euro is having an absolute as we say in Alabama, hissy fit currently. And so the euro is, for one of the few times in my life, is either equivalent or less than valuable in terms of correlation with the dollar than I've ever seen it. And you can see here with the DXY, this double top, it's actually peaking out at I think we're at an annual year-to-date high on the dollar, which a lot of people think we're going to go 110, 111. Some people are calling for 120. When you see the 111s to 120s, that's when you know that we're entering into the capitulation time period for Bitcoin and the altcoin classes. Okay. My guess is that you'll see DXY start to correct here in the next week or so, hopefully. Again, barring any black swan events, and you'll see that correction rally again, inverse correlation with the DXY. The DXY being the strength of the U.S. dollar against a particular basket of other major fiat currencies around the world, the British pound, the euro, the yuan, etc. There's a lot of pressure happening globally on the economies. I mean, Europe is in just a doghouse right now from an inflation standpoint. Italy's getting pounded. The whole European Union is getting crushed. The Bank of Japan is as over leveraged as it's ever been. And China is the cinder block tied to our ankle in the Western world. When their economy does what we think it's going to do, and that is crash, that's when I think, ironically, as crazy as this sounds, that's when the markets are probably going to see the beginning of the bull market, because right now everyone's wanting and everybody in the markets are pricing in a Fed Federal Reserve pivot, which means they'll stop quantitative tightening, they'll stop raising rates and actually start lowering them again, because there'll be a global, basically what happened in the United States in 2008 and during the pandemic is about to happen in China. And so the Federal Reserve, being the world reserve currency, is going to feel pressure by the entire world to pump money, to print. And when they print money, assets go up. So if we're smart enough to be in the game, when they start the money printer again, we win. The problem is, if you keep doing that, at some point, if your fiat-based assets keep going up, your buying power keeps going down. And that's why we have to create an economy of return for ourselves in the crypto space and be positioned to be able to move into the new world reserve currency whenever the US dollar is no longer that. China and Russia and India are already working on their own parallel fiat system that will compete basically with the US dollar. So in the next 5 or 10 years, I think we're going to see massive geopolitical separation on the currency front. So right now, this is your chance. Accumulate, stack it. Don't be emotional, and we'll make some money. All right. Okay, so I hope that market update was informative and helpful for you. And if you want to learn more about what I'm doing, what I do is I take about 10 people through a cohort every so often. Me personally, it's a qualification application process, but it's a 10-person cohort where we go through 4 primary core training sessions. We have a community. You have unlimited access to me as the crypto coach and enthusiast, and we learn how to invest. Not just play the crypto slot machine and gamble, but actually learn how to use what I call the crypto flywheel investment strategy that includes cash flow, appreciation, and leverage. And we use those things in concert with each other to expand our net worth predictably, but also just create cash flow for lifestyle expenses and to have house money to invest into things that we truly believe are the future. So if you want to learn more about joining my cohort and kind of going through a quick, fast shortcut or fast forward way of learning that's high touch and very human, I started Crypto Y'all because there's just a lot of internet scam and smarm stuff out there that I want this to be a place kind of like, I'm from the South, Southern hospitality, like let's discuss things like friends do, right? So Crypto Y'all, let's be a community together. And so my cohort is for people looking for that feel. You want a human approach, high touch, consultative way of learning how to create passive income with crypto. I'm your guy. If you're interested in applying for my cohort, simply go to cryptoyall.co/call and book a call and fill out the little survey after you book the call. It's just a short, simple survey. It takes about a minute to do. It'll just help me before we actually have the call to kind of know where you are and what context you're coming from. And then we'll jump on a call. And if it's a good fit, I'll invite you to enroll. And if not, I'll point you in a better direction, I promise. Okay? cryptoyall.co/call, and I'll talk to you soon.